Hello and welcome to Brothers Forge Gaming. Right here we're looking at Capcom Evolution of Fighting on the PS2. Why don't you guys take a look at all these different characters you can get from the different Street Fighter games. I like how they have them, segmented, individualized, so you know where they're from. Darkstalkers is a cool franchise that I've unfortunately not got to spend a lot of time with. There's a couple other ones on there too, and King of Fighters is always cool. You've got your different fun characters you can be. I like that Ninja Gaiden looking guy. SNK, Capcom, all those, they feel very similar in their play styles. Maybe they're affiliated companies. So what we got here, guys, we're going to take a look at some playthrough. Now this game plays a lot like Third Strike Street Fighter, and essentially almost kind of is, but with some of the different characters and some of the different power-ups you can do, some of the different special moves. Now, I really enjoy, recently I picked up Capcom vs. SNK 2, I believe is the title. We've got a video review on that if you guys want to check it out. I really enjoyed that game, but this game right here, back in the day, this is the Street Fighter one I liked to play on the PS2. I found it reasonable back then. I found it to pick up, play it. Oh man, it was good. And I believe it was, Street Fighter Alpha 3? It's on the PS1. Really liked that game. It had a really good story mode as you progress through the game. You do all these different stages and unlocks. It almost felt kind of like an RPG-esque or RPG-like, which is a term that's going to be used a little more today. It kind of had that feel to it, but darn, that game got hard, man. Some of the challenge stages and whatnot, and that's what set that game apart for me from some of these others. Is that's something I've always wanted out of a fighting game. Is I would like a fighting game with some kind of story mode in it that isn't just clearing the bad guys, which, that's fun to go through the game like arcade style, beat all the bad guys, win the game. That's, classic Street Fighter right there. Now, Mortal Kombat tried to do that on the PS2. There was a trilogy. I want to say Armageddon, Deception, and I can't remember the other one. And anyway, there's those three games, and they kind of tried to do that. They had all these unlockables. They had, like, the crypt you could do. You had to get all these crypt coins, and it was almost overwhelming with all the damn coins you had to get and stuff to unlock anything. It got frustrating in that sense. They could have maybe toned that down a little bit, but the gameplay was fun. I believe you can do a co-op campaign on, I believe, is it Armageddon? I'd have to double check on all that, but one of them has like a built-in Mortal Kombat racing because, Mario Kart during the 64 era, like everybody just wanted to play Mario Kart. So, you had things like Pac-Man Rally, you had Mortal Kombat Racing, you had just so many random things. I picked up a game for PS1 just called like Kart Racing. It looks awesome. Actually, I haven't played that yet. I meant to play that. I should probably do that now that I'm thinking about it. But back to what we're doing here. We're playing Street Fighter Capcom Evolution on the PS2. Now, one of the games I used to play back in the day on the arcade was World Heroes. Now, that's a fun game. Kind of follows, to me, it kind of feels like it follows the King of Fighters Fatal Fury franchise. It just kind of seemed to be a blendation of all that. Maybe throw some Samurai Showdown in there. And I just kind of got that feel. And, it made for a fun game. I don't believe World Heroes exists anymore. And Fatal Fury exists on King of Fighters. Maybe they just blended it all into King of Fighters. I mostly follow the Street Fighter franchise with fighting games. Obviously, Mortal Kombat's great. The original 1, 2, and 3. Played those to death at the home console, SNES, Sega, also in the arcade. Ton of fun. Street Fighter 2 is my jam in the arcade. I like to play that one. Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Hyper Fighting, even the one that's more like Street Fighter 3 is pretty good too. Maybe that was called Super Street Fighter or something like that. One thing I do like about this game, it has some subtle BGM. The backgrounds are very nice and well animated. I like that you go to the different, the different franchises background. So it's not just all what you're used to in Street Fighter. So right here we have some Dark Side background, which kind of, to me, it tried to feel like an RPG fighting game. There's quite a few of those, actually. I think they must have sparked that. But you'll see a lot of those games on today's console, a lot of reprints, a lot of reproductions, or spiritual successors, whatever you want to call those. And so that's nice that those are still around. I don't know if I'm calling it Darksiders or it's Darkstalkers. Who knows? Darksiders is a game also that is very good. Is completely different kind of game, more like I'd say God of War or something like that. I do like that game. I've tried to play that game so many times that it's just there's too much. The game's too much, too many things to remember. I get frustrated with that. You can't really stop playing it for a while. You'll forget where you are, like a lot of RPGs. And anyhow, I like this character. I thought he was pretty cool. He reminded me of like He-Man. If He-Man blended with his mount, his tiger. That was kind of what I got from that guy. I thought he was cool. But, I've always just been a fan of playing Ryu. He seems like the ultimate character. He just has the most well-rounded moves. Anytime I like to play with the other characters as well. Chun-Li, E Honda, Guile, M. Bison, Sagat. Balrog is a tough character to master. I like to play with Dalslim. I don't know, anyway. He's fun to play with, but he seems like he gets weak. He gets beat up. He's weaker than the other characters, but he has so many cool moves. One of the things too about these fighting games is there's just so many fighting games. I think they all kind of blended together in this era and kind of got like, I don't know, underappreciated. And I think now by today's standards, especially with some really bad fighting games that have been coming out, games that people were just expecting to be the next coming. What do we have? Marvel vs. Capcom, like 3 or whatever it is too. They came out and didn't even have some of the characters that people were like, what the heck? There's no Spider-Man. What the hell is this? Or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, when you had Street Fighter 5, which was just a dirty flop, but I think they were trying to give the game away and couldn't even get the game away. So that's an interesting thing there. So, so they're redoing the Street Fighter Anniversary Collection. We have a video on that, guys. It's actually very excellent. If you haven't seen it, and on that collection, if you get it on the PS2, it comes with a really cool collection of Street Fighter 2 games, all blended into one, and also has Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, similar with some of the blended games kind of into one ultimate game. And on top of that, it has a Street Fighter 2 animated movie that you can watch. I mean, that's just really cool. So, I would recommend that you get that. If you guys haven't checked out our review, check out that review. Let us know what you think. If you've played the new release, though, as I was getting at there, they just released on the new console the newer, they basically remade the Anniversary Collection, but there's, I think, 12 games, and if you pre-ordered it, you could have gotten a 13th game as a download, and who knows, they're probably going to let you buy characters and do all the crazy stuff they let you do on the new modern gaming, which I'm not exactly a fan of, in a sense. I mean, it's cool, but when I buy a game, I've said it before, I'll say it again, when I buy a game, I want to be able to play the game as if I bought it, and that's kind of how I want it to stay. If you want to add new content, sell me a new game, you know what I mean? That's just, I don't know, maybe I'm old school in a way like that, but you get lost in all this DLC. Half the time I buy the DLC, I don't even play it. I lose it, I forgot I have it, and then it's gone forever, and it's annoying, and that kind of stuff bugs me. But as you can see there, just ran through Street Fighter real quick as Ryu. Brought that other chick along because they made me. And there you saw some end credits. Just gonna let these credits roll because, you got to give props to those that make these games, because without these people, we wouldn't have these awesome games to play. They're true artists. You look at the artisans of the Renaissance, the Michelangelos, those painters, the Picassos, the Pollocks, the geniuses of the art world. And then you look at these awesome video games and go, man, these guys are freaking geniuses. They're sculptors. They are craftsmen. And they deserve all the credit we can give them. And we want to say thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in to Brothers Sports Gaming.
Thank you, creators of this game, for creating these games that we love to play. You know, obviously, thank you to you guys for watching and enjoying these videos so we can keep on bringing you these videos. If you guys haven't had a chance to play this game, pick it up out there. It's one of the Street Fighter games that's actually still reasonably priced. I know if you go back and try to get Alpha Strike 2 and 3 on some of the 16-bit consoles and, you know, Dreamcast and some of those Marvelverse games, they're $30, $40, $50, $60 for a fighting game, which from, you know, 20 years ago, which is, it seems outrageous, especially because the replay value on these, unless you are like a hardcore player, not the greatest as far as replay value goes, you know, because you can only play it by yourself so many times before it just really isn't what you want to do anymore. And even if you have it, you know, in rotation, these kind of games I like to have in rotation, so you go, oh, which fighting game we're going to play today, and you can select from like 50 different fighting games. Just keep it fresh, because otherwise, you know, you play the same one over again. Oh, cool, we're playing Mortal Kombat 2 again today. This was very much fun. But, you know, you mix it up. Kind of similar to our Madden challenge. If you haven't had a chance to check out that video, check it out. You know, I put that together, brought a way to bring new value to these old sports games, a reason to collect them, a reason to play them. So check that video out in our live action forge, or check it out in our Are You Ready for Some Football playlist. Oh yeah, and right there, guys, I love it when they say thanks for playing. Capcom is great for that.